Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're looking at a pretty fascinating tension in pet product design: aesthetics versus gravity. We're going to take a really close look at the absolutely stunning MYZOO Spaceship wall shelves. We'll be pulling from some incredibly detailed review data to figure out if one of the most highly sought after pieces of cat furniture out there is actually genuinely safe for your pet. Now, we're skipping the generic product overview today. Instead, we're asking the crucial question that most standard reviews completely gloss over. What actually happens when a massive, super athletic cat meets a beautiful, floating acrylic wall pod? Can high-end cat design literally survive a 16-pound leap? Because when you're dealing with large breeds, the stakes for safety are just significantly higher than they are for your average house cat, and aesthetic appeal alone simply won't cut it. So, moving into our first section, designing for giant cats. The really crucial point to keep in mind is the weight we're dealing with, which is about 6 to 9 kilograms, or roughly 13 to 20 pounds. Male Norwegian forest cats, for example, easily hit this weight. It means a wall shelf doesn't just need to look good when it's empty, it has to survive a heavy flying fur ball landing on it over and over and over again. And standard hardware, it frequently fails at this kind of scale. To really understand the demand on these shelves, let's look at breeds like the Norwegian forest cat. They're large, slow-maturing, and their semi-wild ancestry gives them an incredibly strong instinct to own high vertical territory. They absolutely crave elevated, semi-enclosed spots. That makes wall furniture like the MYZOO Spaceship totally irresistible to them. But it also dramatically raises the stakes for safety. Let's shift gears a bit for Section 2, the MYZOO Spaceship appeal. It's fascinating how these high-quality materials directly serve a cat's natural instincts. You've got a solid wood body with these beautiful oak or walnut veneer options, plus a waterproof painted top layer. But the absolute star of the show? That clear acrylic dome. Cats want to monitor a room from way up high while feeling entirely protected, and the dome's transparency perfectly suits this behavior. So it's a genuine behavioral fit, not just a cool cosmetic choice. But that brings us to Section 3, the missing weight rating. And this illustrates a pretty glaring gap in the evidence. On one hand, we've got anecdotal success. Independent owners are reporting 16-pound cats napping in the unit every single day without any structural issue at all. But on the other side, total manufacturer silence. MYZOO actually does not publish an official numeric weight capacity rating for the Spaceship model anywhere in their consumer materials. And honestly, relying on owner anecdotes instead of a guaranteed spec is a massive red flag when you've got a heavy cat. Which leads us right into Section 4, the hardware flaw. We found this verified report from the source material, and it's pretty concerning. An owner stated the unit fell off the wall after approximately 1 month of use, with the acrylic dome breaking on impact. Think about that for a second. This elevates the whole situation from a simple cosmetic durability issue to a genuine, frightening safety hazard. An acrylic dome shattering on the floor is dangerous enough on its own, let alone if the cat is actually inside or underneath it when it fails. So why did this happen? Well, the failure was explicitly attributed to using the hardware included in the box for a drywall installation, rather than heavier-duty, stud-anchored screws. The included hardware is simply underspecified for the massive kinetic energy of an active, large-breed cat. While the solid wood structure itself might hold the weight, the way it attaches to your drywall, straight out of the box, it just might not survive that repeated, forceful landing. All right, let's wrap things up with Section 5, final verdict and alternatives. If you are absolutely set on buying this product for a large cat, you really have to follow these steps. First, discard the included drywall hardware entirely. Seriously, just throw it away. Second, you need to source heavy-duty stud-rated anchors yourself. And third, mount the shelf strictly to the wall studs. This DIY hardware upgrade is definitely not an optional precaution. It is a mandatory safety requirement for your pet's well-being. Now, for those who don't want to risk the wall mount, or maybe just don't want to deal with sourcing heavy-duty hardware, the source data provides a fantastic alternative: the 67-inch Fiandrea multi-level cat tree. When we compare them, the MYZOO is highly aesthetic, sure, but it lacks a published weight limit and requires DIY mounting upgrades. The Fiandrea, on the other hand, is floor-standing, features a manufacturer-published 15-pound per platform weight rating, and it even includes an anti-tip kit. It provides a heavily documented, totally stress-free alternative for large cat owners. It really is a fascinating trade-off between high-end, behavioral-driven design and breed-specific safety. So I leave you with this question based on the evidence we've just unpacked. Will you over-engineer your living room wall for the perfect aesthetic, or will you play it safe with documented floor-standing furniture? The choice, and ultimately your giant cat's safety, is entirely in your hands.